In today's video, we're going to learn a little bit more about PCGS. So PCGS is the professional coin grading service, and it was founded in the 80s by a gentleman by the name of David Hall, and its function was to provide collectors and dealers alike with another degree of assurance and authenticity to the coins that they were handling. PCGS coins are incredibly popular, and we're seeing more and more of that in the Australian market. The demand is increasing, and as a result, there's also a bit of a premium attached to them. So let's take a look at why that premium exists. So to begin with, in order to get your coin into one of these slabs, it needs to be sent overseas, either to their Hong Kong or the US office, and that takes quite some time. The last batch of coins that I sent over for grading, from the time that I posted them off to receiving them back, all in all, it was 9 months that it took me to get my coins back. So I'm not sure what timeframes are like at the moment, whether or not that's a fluctuating timeline. You know, sometimes they might be backed up and taking a bit longer. Sometimes it might be really quick. But at any rate, as a result, people are often prepared to pay a higher rate for coins that are in these slabs, particularly in Australia. I think largely just because of all of the hoops you need to jump through in order to get your coin put into a slab and the time it takes to get it back. Another difference with PCGS graded coins that you'll notice if you're an Australian collector is the grading system. So it's referred to as the Sheldon scale, and it's a numerical scale from 1 to 70, and you'll see things like the lettering system as well. So you'll see things like MS, which stands for mint state, which is applicable to a lot of coins graded 60 and above. You can also check your coin on the PCGS website by entering the 8 digits that appear on the barcode. These are the last 8 digits in the serial number. That will also allow you to double check to confirm that your coin is authentic and that it is in the correct slab. From time to time though, I have found a coin or two that you put in the number and it ends up matching up with a different image of a different coin. That's not to say that your coin is not genuine. I just imagine that that is, to a degree, human error. They process thousands upon thousands of coins. Last I checked, someone mentioned that their offices actually operate 24/7. They don't actually close. They're just grading coins constantly because they have submissions coming in from all over the world. So you can imagine that from time to time, there'll be errors and things like that that come across, but nothing too concerning. So with all this interest in PCGS graded coins, it sort of raises the question, why don't we have a similar service in Australia? I have a couple of theories on that. First and foremost, there's a lot of manpower required to put together a professional coin grading service at that scale. They've got massive offices and staffing them would be incredibly difficult. So any coin that gets graded, my understanding is it goes over 3 different experts, numismatists, will take a look at the coin before agreeing on the grade. In order to achieve something like that in the Australian market, you would need 3 experts. And unless you're at a coin show, it's difficult to get 3 coin experts in the same room together. I think because a lot of them are busy running their own businesses, so they don't have the time or the inclination to get together and put something like that together. Another thing that I'm mindful of is the reputation and credibility of anyone putting together a professional grading service in Australia. There are a handful of dealers that I would put at that level of anything they grade. I would take that as absolute, the definitive grade on a particular coin. But as I said earlier, a lot of them are running their own businesses, so it would be very difficult to get them all together. I think another component that would make it very difficult to start up a coin grading service is the breadth of knowledge required. So there are a number of dealers that specialize in particular fields, like sovereigns or pennies or pre-decimal silver, things like that. But in order to offer a broad grading service such as this, you need an incredible knowledge on all different fields, and you need experts in all different fields that can authenticate and effectively grade different coins from all over the world, different metals. You'd be surprised at how different the strike can be on a gold coin, which is a comparatively soft metal to work with, to a copper coin, to a silver coin. You have different countries using different alloys and compositions. There's a lot to there's a lot to consider and a lot to factor in. So if anyone were to do it, it would be a massive undertaking, and I would absolutely wish them all the best in that endeavor. but there are a couple of people that have tried in the past and been faced with massive obstacles and had great difficulty overcoming them. So to my knowledge, there are currently no reputable, widely trusted grading services available in Australia. But the next best thing, which is what a lot of people use, is PCGS. You can submit your coins to them through a variety of dealers. Two in particular that I would use are the guys from Imperial Coins, as well as Eric Eigner, who is Drake Sterling. Slabbed coins overall I think are a great thing for coin collectors. It provides you as a collector with an additional level of assurance that the coin you have is indeed authentic and at a certain grade. So I think some dealers I can appreciate, some dealers don't like, or not even dealers exclusively, some collectors as well refer to them as coin coffins and things like that, and aren't really interested in slabbed coins for the reason that it prevents them from being able to handle the coin and I guess to a degree appreciate it the way they might like to. But in my opinion, I think it's a great complementary service. That is to say that if you're an active collector, you can put together a set. They also have set registries and things like that on their website. So I do see a great deal of value in it, and it's certainly anything that enhances the collector's experience, I think is a great thing for the industry. Also, anything that adds another layer of trust between the dealer and the collector, I think is a really great tool. So there you go. They're my thoughts on PCGS. I think it's a wonderful service. They're a very, very highly regarded company. If you're buying and selling coins that are PCGS graded and you've checked them out on their website and made sure everything is as it should be, it should give you a greater level of comfort in, doing a transaction. But I think it's something that still has a little bit of a ways to go in terms of integrating into the Australian market. It's really popular with a number of collectors, but occasionally there is a pretty steep premium attached to some of those coins. So I think that perhaps in time we'll see almost a meeting in the middle of what people refer to as the raw value of a coin. That is to say, the coin just by itself versus once the coin's been put into a slab and had that grade attributed to it. And as I mentioned earlier, I think a lot of that has to do with the time and energy required to get it into that state. If you're tying up capital in a collection and having it sent over and having it inaccessible for weeks, months, in some cases over a year, that has to command some sort of premium as well. So that's something to be mindful of. Let me know your thoughts on PCGS. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's something that would take off in Australia if they had an Australian office? Maybe, who knows? Maybe PCGS watched Thompson's Coins videos and they're looking for some ideas. Feel free to get in touch. I'm happy to have a chat, guys. If you live in the US, I would also like to know, have you used PCGS and other turnaround times quicker over there? At any rate, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.